The moment that Houthi fighters landed on board a tanker in the Red Sea in November with this slick video to go with it, it was clear that the group was not going to sit by and watch the war in Gaza without a response. This was an opportunity for them to become an influential player in a regional crisis, and they have been taking advantage of that ever since. Today, there were demonstrations in the Iranian capital, Tehran, with chants and banners saying death to America and Britain. The Houthis are backed by Iran, as are Hamas and Hezbollah.
Those attacks are attacks of aggression. They don't have the right to make the decision on their own to attack a country.
Today, Yemen has risen up to defend Palestine. Persian Gulf and Arab countries must wake up.
The Houthis have proven themselves resilient in the past, and last night's airstrikes are unlikely to stop their attacks in the Red Sea. For years, Saudi Arabia fought a war with the Houthis across its border in Yemen, but failed to defeat them. But in the past, the Houthis have fired missiles and hit targets in Saudi Arabia and the UAE, and both countries will now be very nervous that they could do something like that again if things continue and escalate.
Definitely there is a concern in Saudi Arabia whether if this continues, that this can basically put them back to square one and bring the conflict back to their front lines.
The attacks by the Houthis in the Red Sea and last night's airstrikes are a sign, yet again, of how the war in Gaza has spread through the Middle East. And the fact that the US and the UK have had to resort to military action is an indication that their attempts to try and contain the conflict through diplomacy have failed. As long as the war in Gaza continues, Iran will leverage its proxies to spread the conflict in the hope of putting pressure on Israel and its allies. The Houthis will likely relish an extended conflict with the United States because they can then claim that they are the ones standing up to America. And so the risk of mission creep and the UK being dragged further in is now high. Alistair Bunkall, Sky News, in Jerusalem.